reading! Get off me! I gotta start reading! I gotta start reading! Hi guys, so today's testimony is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a word for me that just got dropped in my spirit. I've been watching this young lady, and I'll have her channel below, and she's just been ministering to me all morning and just speaking life into me. And sometimes you just really need that. So once I've been blessed, I just think like I have to go out and bless somebody else. So what I want to say, which was ministered to me, is that don't block your blessings. Don't block your blessings, because you can pray for something and you can ask for something, and then when God gives it to you, you're too scared to take it. And that has been my situation this season. First of all, this was the first time, over the summer was really the first time I even said out loud that I wanted to be married. Y'all know up and down, everybody thought I was married. Everybody was saying that I was married, and I said I wasn't. And everybody was like, when you gonna get married? And I was like, I'm good being a gray. And I really am. I'm good. Like I've just never been that girl who needs to get married. It wasn't until I found my church home and I heard about, you tripping, you are sinning, you know, because I always thought adultery, and I'm like, I'm not being an adulteress because I'm not married, man. No, you still wrong. You fornicating, you messing up. Shacking, I never heard about shacking in my old church. I never heard about favor. I never heard about anything. So what happened was I prayed to God and asked God, show me what to do, and also I told him I wanted to get married. Okay, when you pray to God and you ask for something, what we fail to realize is that anything you ask for, there is a process. So because I asked to get married, everything hit the fan. You just feel it. Everything hit the fan. Because everything I asked God for, he was like, okay, you want him to be like this? Well, this is what you have to take your hands off of, so I can create him to be what you're asking for, and also for him to walk into that, because I am a very dominant person. So what I was doing was I was taking over the reins. So even though I was praying for a husband, I was not treating J-Row as if he was my future husband. I was kind of treating him like,
didn't you hear what I said? Do what I said.
Because I did not have faith in his ability, because honestly, when I looked at him at the beginning, I was not looking at him for being a husband. Like I said, it was a part of me that didn't think I deserved a husband. It was a part of me that never thought about it. It was a part of me that didn't like marriage, because what I saw was just gar and bitch. And no, I was just like, no, I can be miserable by myself, because that's all I saw. I looked at him for a father, and he's a very good father. He's a great dad. He's like one of the best dads. That's something that you will always hear on my channel. Boyfriend? Terrible. He was horrible. He was a horrible boyfriend, horrible like husband and trainer, horrible, because he was really there for the girls, like what the girls needed, what the kids needed. It was never what Tyne needed, but Tyne never said what she needed, number one. And then when she did say it, was kind of like,
oh, can you please, you think you should pay the bills on time? And he'd be like, you know, ain't nobody trying to hear that. And I'd be like, okay.
A mess. I was a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess. Anyway, I prayed on that thing, and then everything, a process happened on myself. I had to check my tongue. Y'all don't know. Once you tell the Holy Spirit to check your tongue, you will literally get to a point where you be wanting to say something smart, and you will turn into Elmer Fudd. It's so many times I didn't want to say something smart,
and I'd be like, and I just
like, oh, don't say. Be careful what you pray for, because the Holy Spirit will get you. If you do say that thing, it will convict your spirit so bad, and you just gotta walk back and be like, I'm sorry I yelled at you and called you everything but a child of God. Skip to now, where J-Row is putting in his effort. He's doing everything he's supposed to do. And I'm still looking at him sideways, because now I have given the devil a foothold. And my foothold is constantly going back to who he was when we weren't really, I mean, we went to church, but we was not listening. But that's not fair, because I'm not even who I was back then. I am a totally different person. And if he keeps looking at me as if the old Tyne, like, oh, he can't say nothing because Tyne gonna pop off, then we can't grow. But when he tells me he's gonna do something like pay a bill on time or something like that, I'm all,
where's the receipts? Because I don't trust him.
I'm even allowing him to step into favor, because I'm constantly looking at him sideways, picking fights, and being like, well, remember when you used to, and remember when you used to. God is working on him. God is working on you. And now you have this favor on your life, and you don't even trust God to do what God's supposed to do. You know, in the Bible, when Sarah laughed, and because he told her he was going to have a baby, and God was like, the angel said, which was God, was like, is anything too hard for God? And sometimes I do laugh. Sometimes J-Row be saying stuff, and I'll be like, where that come from? Praying over me in the morning. I really have to stop because my mind be going so fast thinking about, okay, how do I handle this? How did I handle this? That I don't even receive that the same man who really wasn't invested is just ministered over your life, girl. Like, say thank you. Pause. Say thank you. Say thank you to him. Say thank you to the Lord. And we can't get our hearts hardened to the point where God does bring the right man, but you looking at him sideways. Your kids are doing good, but you're still talking about what they did back in '96. You know, your parents, you might have an issue with their parents, and they're trying now, but you remember that when they didn't try when you were kids, so you're like,
it's back up. Don't nobody want to talk about that. You didn't come to none of my soccer games. Now you.
God is now making a way, and everything works together for the good. You had to go through that, and I truly believe if somebody didn't do something in my life, it's because they couldn't. They just couldn't, because God had to strengthen me in that area, or God wanted me to learn something in that area. So they could not baby me or hugging the strength out of you. And I thought that was so deep, because we do tend to hug our kids and love our kids so much that they have nothing in their core to stand on. So I have to find a balance, even with my girls. I love them to death, but I can't be babying them, because when they go out in these streets, they got to be ready. They got to be ready to be like, yes, you know, the power of the Lord is in me, and I will rebuke you real quick. If I'm all goo goo gaga, boo 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 boo, even though I never did baby talk because we weren't allowed to do baby talk. Please don't baby talk your children. It's so retarded. Like, I can't. They go out and their teachers don't baby talk them, or their friends don't baby talk them. Now all of a sudden they have this spirit of offense because everybody's not talking to them as sweet and kind and as patient as mommy does. Not saying that you're not supposed to be loving, but sometimes you got to put your bass in your voice and be like, no, Tyrone, put that teddy bear down. Get into your word, read your word, but we can't just read it. We have to live this thing, because it's real easy to read about faith, and it's another thing to not have no money for Christmas and your bills late, and you like, when you got money, you just like, my Lord is my provider. I have faith. And then when the stuff hit the fan, all of a sudden, you know, these are tests to say, well, how much faith do you have? How much do you trust me? And another thing I am learning is that my soul, and I said this to J-Rock, my soul knows you're my husband. My flesh gets irked by you all the time. And your flesh is your emotions. And these are areas I truly believe J-Rock, I'm meant to strengthen areas in J-Rock that he's weak in, and he's meant to strengthen areas that I am weak in. And that don't feel good. And see, we, especially women, we see Cinderella, we see the dress, we see the beauty. We just want somebody to hold us in our arms and make us feel good. And yes, that's love, and that's true. But sometimes it's not. It's not. J-Ro is quiet. I talk a lot. So he's showing me, number one, to talk less. As you can see, my videos are very much to the point. Very small. This one is a little bit longer, but I'm about to cut it because I could not be having no sonnets with J-Ro. I had to learn how to get my point across in 7 words or less, or I would lose him. By the 20th word, you done lost J-Ro. He done went back to his happy place. What I wanted, I couldn't be like, hey, what you want? And he, what you want? What you want? What you? No, you can't do that. He asked you what you want. I want Chipotle with extra rice, please. No, like, no. Me, especially with this popcorn age, I don't just use it in my house. I use it here. I have to get it out. Y'all don't have time for me to go around the mulberry bush to come down to my revelations. I got to get my revelations and get them out. Mindful of the past. Be wide. Don't cast your pearls among swine if you realize that these people are petty and they're not willing to change and they're themselves. Love them with the love of the Lord and be like, okay, I'm going to go over here. But if you see somebody that's like, hey, okay, I see I wronged you. I'm trying to change. You can't keep rebuking them if they're changing, because now you have turned into the bully that they were. Right. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, share this video, and also comment below and let me know, how was it for you when you decided to get married? Was it a hard test? Because a lot of women are saying, oh, girl, as soon as I said I was supposed to be married, the devil started